I mean, I would like for the ruling party to grow stronger so that we could get more stability from the ruling party. Because if we do get the democracy support, that's going to offset it, but I do suspect that that 15% will make up for whatever percentage of the government is going to become democratic. It's just that we don't want to do it too early. So I'm going to hold off doing that for the time being, which is going to be good because that's going to save us points for the superior firepower expert, which we are going to want earlier. In real life Cardenas then. Yeah, basically. Ah, you guys are trained. Marvellous! Okay, and we are starting to gain artillery again. What does it cost to upgrade one of these chaps? 84 artillery each. Okay. All the government paths get the option to end elections in the next election. That would be very undemocratic. Prosecute clergymen. Gain stability from doing that. And you can do it if you have the atheist state. So there are lots of ways of gaining stability, not very many ways of gaining productivity or output. So maybe we do want to be an atheist state and then just keep on prosecuting clergy until we hit 100%. We can't see what they're doing anymore. And we do need to try and get our new science research slot sooner rather than later. So yeah, we should definitely go rural infrastructure once we've got these two. And then we can go towards the oil field expansion, which is when we can begin to start rattling our own sabers on the international stage. If the democratic path ended elections, that wouldn't make it democratic. So it's basically British democracy where you're not going to have a second vote. Because no, I'm going to stop. No, I'm stopping. Enough. Fucking Brexit. There's going to be a lot of me moaning about it this month, by the way. I warn you in advance. Because it's happening this month. And it's something that's very much on the foremost of my mind. But I'm going to try to refrain where I can. It's just going to slip through every now and then. Pat's Mordred. We are screwed! No comment. Military budget review. Excellent. So, now we can get the heroic military college. Which will allow us to get Manuel Perez Trevino. Which will be the superior firepower doctrine. The Colegio Militar was founded in 1823 and acquired the honorific of Jericho after 5 of his cadets fought to the death against the American Marines in the 1847 Mexican-American War. A 6th cadet wrapped himself in the Mexican flag and hurled himself from the walls to avoid capture. Okay, that's pretty boss. And there we go, motorized. So let's go ahead and research field hospitals, though frankly I don't know that we're going to be able to build them, at least until we get better industrialization going on. But we are industrializing, we're doing it relatively rapidly now. We're up to 8 factories. And the more factories we get, the more factories we can build. And we do have a lot of modifiers to construction now. I see that. Pani and Cardenas are both giving 10%. Ah, right, and also recruitable populations going up. The fall of Nanjing, the capital of the Republic of China, Nanjing has been occupied by forces from the Empire of Japan. Despite fierce resistance from the walled city's Chinese defenders, Japanese troops managed to capture Zhongshan Gate and fought their way into the city. Who does Britain give Belize to since they're decolonizing? I don't know. It looks like Belize gets independence. Fourth International, a number of communist delegates from around the world met in Paris today for a founding conference, laying the groundwork for what has been known as the Fourth International. Calls for its formation have existed for years, with supporters of Trotsky's theories taking the lead. But how many internationals will there be? And also, can I get an invite, please? Pretty please. With a cherry on top for every single person here. Because we're all equal. Amphibious warfare. That's an interesting choice. I'm not sure I would have wasted time on that one at this stage of the game, but okay. And have you done anything with this yet? Nope. Still no decisions made. Meanwhile, Germany, unknown. Poland? Developing Upper Silesia. So Poland is actually trying to build itself up now. It's actually done quite a lot already. Yeah, they went Poland first and they finished all of this. And they can't do either of these at all. Oh, hang on. Yes, they can. They can go authoritarianism. They just can't go liberalism without internationalism. This one's only exclusive with liberalism, so they can still go authoritarian. I'm a little bit surprised they put these two this way around, because this one requires internationalism and this one doesn't. I've actually got enough political power for another advisor if I wanted one. We can't get the supervisor... Sorry, social reformer if we're a supervised state. What's a supervised state? It's not that. I'm not seeing it. Are any of you seeing it? Where's supervised state? Is transcoding what lets you see stream quality? Yes, it is. Have I started down the road of El Presidente Trotsky? Nope. I went down Cardenas. But Trotsky is in the government. He's my chief of the army. Poland building itself up, more factories for Germany. I don't know. Because Italy's gone its own path, joining up with Hungary and Austria. Poland's already got the Baltics and is trying to arrange a treaty with Romania, and if they pull that one off, then it's going to be all of these guys against Germany, and it's just going to be Germany. Italy won't join them. But where the hell is supervised state? I still don't see it. Because it kind of matters. Because I don't want to waste 150 political power. I'm not seeing it. Unless that means being a puppet or something. Have any of you seen it? Have I gone past it somewhere? There's one constant about Paradox games, the awesome music. Yeah, Paradox, oh crikey, what's his name? Andreas Waldertoft has done a great job with their music. He's also a really nice guy to talk to. I had that opportunity at ParadoxCon 2 years ago. We were all at the pub together, and he was there kind of standing alone, so I went over and talked to him, without realising who he was. And at the time, I was streaming. I just started streaming, and I never used any music because I was terrified of copyright claims. And I was like, no, all the music is owned in-house, and we'll like back you to the hilt if anyone tries to do a copyright claim against you. And that's when I started doing streams with the music on. And in the end, yeah, just talking like the different systems and stuff like that he used. And also, what's his name? Bjorn, Metal Dude, their audio director, also really cool. I'm going to take decryption just so I can see what's going on. Could be something to do with the US tree, like the Monroe Doctrine. We'll plan green. I have no idea where that would even be. Well, I'm seeing it as something which is not hugely likely to happen, so we could do it. I'm gonna do it. Sod it. We're buying him. We're hiring him. We're bringing him in. Give me that juicy, juicy extra political power. Heroic military college, done. So at this point we can hire the theorist. Of course he's more expensive. Damn it! Alright, let's get the rural infrastructure so we can get the rural schools done. And state education is going to have to be the other one that we go for. We'll need to make a decision between church or no church. The rail system in Mexico were expanded during the Diaz era, but concentrated mostly in the northern cities so as to facilitate trade with America. We should push railways further south. Why are there so many Yanks on our borders? I am kind of curious about that too. I think that we're facing the wrong enemy here. Guatemala are not the one that we need to be facing off against. Nope. I can't bring myself to do it. I'm not using field marshal orders. They tend to be moronic. Obviously our main ambition here is to take Texas. Because it was clearly part of the Spanish Empire. I mean the Mexican Empire. And that wasn't just a... That was a slip-up, sorry. I was trying to say that was a slip-up. I wasn't calling myself Spain. The Yanks want to build the wall. So this is just their engineering companies to build the wall, is it? Well, I'm not paying for it! Supervised states are a new level in the autonomy tree. So they are just a form of puppet. It's a democratic... A democratic puppet? Democratic... I don't remember seeing one of those playing as the Brits. Because doesn't it go... Annexed, integrated puppet... Puppet, colony, dominion, independent. The Munich Agreement. German demands for the Sudeten territory in Czechoslovakia, which is home to a considerable German minority, have intensified. At the summit held in Munich, Germany, Britain, France, and Italy sought to find a diplomatic solution to the so-called Sudeten crisis. Czechoslovakia was not invited to attend. Want me to post the link for you? I don't think it includes colonies. Yeah, go for it. Brits get Commonwealth puppets, the US get different ones. Really? I did not know that. And how are we doing? Oh yeah, we can upgrade quite a few units now. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3. Let's go for 4. Perfectly judged. Boom. Oh, except that those 4 are going to need to go into a new unit and train. Rural infrastructure. Done. Let's get the peripheral infrastructure. Our most rural regions have seen little improvement in their infrastructure over the decades. There are swathes of poverty-stricken subsistence farmers who would become open to factory work and education if we expanded the road systems. One thing I've just realised is there an overlap? Veracruz, Jalisco, Comapas, Yucatán, Coipas, Ixaca. I wish it did list what those 3 others were somewhere. Because right now I don't know what they are. Let's take a look at this real quick. Supervised states are a new autonomy level in Man the Guns designed to let democracies do puppeting in a way that suits them better and ensures the targeted nations can't just turn around and go against them. West Germany here is in a supervised state set up by the British. Supervised state is not particularly oppressive but does come with some restrictions. Nation is locked to the master's faction. They will ideologically drift towards the master but cannot use ideologies to affect things. Oh, I see. So supervised states just lock out all ideology ministers. They're all going to have that. The master will be able to set cheaper trade and more trade access. Supervised states essentially on a timer as they will slowly begin to regain autonomy, so you cannot really keep them as a subject forever. They do not have any other steps to go directly to a free once they're autonomous. At this point, restrictions drop and they are free to leave factions. Okay, cool. So if we double check, like you don't have the same limitation. No, that just means he couldn't get them initially. There is the check seems to have disappeared, but I suspect it's just true for all of them. Alright, so how is this changing? And then how is democracy changing? So communism is actually going backwards, 0.06. Despite the fact that we have 3 things which are increasing it. Oh yeah, Trotsky increases it. And that's going up by 0.1. That's going down. That's going down. So we're losing a little bit of communism. And we're going to be gaining a bit of Democrat. They're just reshuffling right now, it's fine. Did Trotsky survive the assassination? It hasn't happened yet. But seeing as he's now a key member of my government, I would hope that Mexican bodyguards have been allocated as appropriate. Up to 10 factories now. There it is, the peripheral infrastructure. Let's get the rural schools. The schools are where we turn the raw material of illiterate peasants into patriotic citizens willing to fight injustice and strengthen the fatherland. The escuelas regionales campesinas will revolutionize the peasants, teach them technical skills and make them self-reliant. Cool. So once we've done that, where do we want to go? Probably to do these. Yeah. We'll then need to make a determination regarding the church. Pro or anti. And there's the 250. Let's get our theorist. Superior firepower doctrine. Communism, democratic split's going to be around 70-30 permanently. I'm okay with that. Though it's currently shrinking. But then these two should become 0. Oh, and we also need to do the oil fields. In fact, yeah, once we've done this, we'll probably do the oil. Although I would very much like to get state education sooner rather than later. Wait, we can get another slot? Hold your horses. Oh, we need 50 factories for that, so we can go up to 4 with state education and rural education, then we can go to 5 with television innovators at 50 factories, which now we're on this starting to industrialize. That could happen. Hungary renounces the Treaty of Trianon. In a public declaration, Miklos Horthy has renounced the treaty imposed by the Allied powers after the Great War, signed by the Hungarians under protest. Fate of Czechoslovakia. German troops have crossed into Bohemia and Moravia, ostensibly to restore order in the regions in the wake of the collapsing Czechoslovakian government. And now Poland's probably going, Romania! Poland is guaranteeing Romania and is guaranteed by Romania. So that's what the defensive agreement was. So they're not in a faction, but they are guaranteeing each other, which actually would make up a defensive alliance better than a faction alliance would. Field hospital. Done. Now we can start on the doctrines. And it's going to be quicker thanks to my superior firepower, dude. Aristide. So we're getting 9% from ruling party. Our ruling party is currently 63%. So that's what, 1 to 3? No. 63% equals a boost of 9. So that's 63 divided by 9. So it's actually 1 to 7. Oh yeah, getting the democratic stability dude is a lot stronger. Oh, except that if you go below a certain level then it's negative. Decryption, frequency analysis, done. So we should be able to see what some of our neighbours are doing again now. And we're on construction. Germany didn't Anschluss. No. Italy, Austria and Hungary are all allied. Adoption of modern vehicles. Construction 3, I don't need to read those. I've read them before. Yeah, Italy is now formally in that alliance. So they're doing the second Vienna Award. So Anschluss was bypassed. And now they're gonna I don't think they can do this. Unless that brings Germany into an alliance with Austria, Hungary and Italy. Alright. Do I want any more of those? I do want to have the USSR tank designer at some point, but that is not like a matter of serious concern. I would like to get the cavalry bonus, but again, that doesn't matter so much because we don't have mechanized yet. Nor do we have that. Nor do we really care about that. So the rest of the political power I can probably spend on improved worker conditions now. There's the rural schools. So I want to get to state education now, and then we'll start working on this stuff once we've got that. So, decision time. Pro-church or anti-church? Pro-church would mean that we have higher stability overall, but we would be losing out on factory productivity. However, if we went atheist, we can actually boost up our stability through things like workers. And also, we just have an artificially higher stability anyway because we have got Korea. Am I playing with any mods? If you do exclamation mark mods, then that'll send you to a link which will tell you. The answer is yes, but only one. But if you want to see what that one is, then you can see that way. I think we are going to go atheist. We'll gain the factory output, which you can't get any other way, and it's not capped. And we can overcome the stability hit through other means. Although we can also get rid of the church through other means. Because war support is probably even less important. Prince of Terror, political advisor. I have no real reason to get the Prince of Terror. No, we're going to repeal the Callous Law. We'll get the stability. We'll go for the assertive church in the short term. We can always get rid of them later. Because we're going to be going another tick towards atheism when we get state education anyway. We're going to do this. Callus incited the Cristeros to revolt by heavy-handed application of anti-religious articles of the Constitution. The Callous Law humiliated the clergy by forbidding the wearing of clerical garb in public and imprisoning for religious figures who criticized the government. We agree that the Church's political influence needs curtailing, but these are attacks on individual liberty, not church power. Do it. Right, new science. We want... I'm not sure the concentrated industry is what we want, actually. No, we want artillery. 39, we need to upgrade that. Because we're going to be relying fairly heavily on how good our artillery is. go full theocracy for the memes. I'm not a memer, so no.